Shazam, The New Beginning, issue 2. Roy Thomas and Dan Thomas, with then Tom Mandrake on the art. So this is the story of Billy going to find his uncle that he likes because he obviously doesn't want to be around Savannah anymore, and he's trying to buy a bus ticket. He doesn't have the money for it, and it's actually the daughter that kind of tricked him, who felt bad and actually buys him a bus ticket and wishes him all the luck, like, on your way, get away from Savannah, like, just go, never come back, kind of thing. But even before that, though, we do have the entrance of Black Adam into Savannah's lab, which is interesting because Savannah obviously is doing all this. He's an evil little bastard, but then Black Adam shows up and immediately is like, I am your master. You do as I command, as long as I see fit to keep you alive. And immediately he's begging and pleading and whimpering, and he's like, no, I thought we were going to be together and take over the universe. And he's like, ha, you petty little human. Like,
I love the reaction of Savannah's stuff here, where he thinks he's been summoning this being from another dimension, somewhere else in in the galaxy.
I like this part.
And then he gets here and it's like, wait, hang on, you're talking about ancient Greece? And he's like, yeah, where else would I be talking about? That's where I'm from.
Yeah, no, I like the idea that he thinks he's summoning a being from another dimension, and technically he is, in the sense that he's coming from another dimension, but Black Adam was trapped there because because of what he was doing in this dimension, so he's actually originally from this. It's a nice little sort of wrench in the whole idea that I feel like you don't see too often, the idea that, no, this thing's actually from here, it's just that he was trapped there for some time, and a lot of time, is heavily implied, because he's never seen...
probably about 4,000 years.
Yeah, because he's never seen modern cities or anything. He's like, oh, maybe this is worth ruling this planet, and so on. But even that's the thing. Even though Savannah's begging and pleading like a little dog, there is a point at the end where he's like, he's pleading his loyalty, and then you just get the little thought bubble saying, "Until I find a way to, flip the tables a little bit."
Bring you to heel.
That was the phrase. So,
But you have a great dichotomy of Black Adam doing the same thing in the same panel where. He's like, well, then you shall be my wizard as well as my slave. And then in the thought bubble, until I no longer need you, and just crush you.
Yeah, because Savannah's like, oh, I know this world, I can direct you, I can tell you what's what, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really strong opening, actually, in that sense. And then you have the Billy with the bus ticket. And he goes to Vegas to meet his uncle, who's performing as part of a variety show. And he tries to get in, but he's told that this is just an R-rated performance, essentially, and he's not allowed in without an adult. So he's like, he walks around the corner and goes, well, Shazam. Basically. I mean, there's a lot more thought process into it, but that's essentially what he does. And the woman flirts with him as he's walking in, and he has a little moment like, I've never been hit on by a girl before. Never mind a woman twice my age. Like, he's really kind of shocked by it. But he goes in and his uncle's being heckled, so he takes care of the hecklers, and he helps his uncle out by volunteering for the disappearing trick. But instead of disappearing, he yells Shazam inside the box, so that when he comes out of the box, he's Billy again, and his uncle's like, oh my god, it's you. And obviously
everyone else is like, what an incredible trick.
Yeah, it's like they all clap, it's all a big thing. And he explains to his uncle back at the motel, like, what's going on, and his uncle's like, of course I'm going to help you. But he can't afford a plane ticket, so Billy's like, okay, I can handle that. So he's flying on Shazam's back. But they stop for burgers, and apparently Billy's like the Flash, where he just needs to eat and eat and eat and eat.
I get it.
Yeah. But there's a crisis here where someone has spotted something, the military base nearby. There's some jets being tested, and there's some UFO or something. There's a crisis brewing, so Billy's like, hear that? I need to go be a superhero. So he runs off, Shazam. I do like I like a lot of the art in this book, and how it kind of portrays certain things. I love that he runs out and we just see the lightning bolt through the window.
Yeah, and just the like the puff of smoke left behind where it's hit the sand.
As his uncle's now over it, and he's just like, yeah, I'll have his burgers there. Since he's off doing superheroics, I'll have the burgers.
Just trying to casually cover for him.
I know. Uncle Dudley looks like he could probably lay off the burgers a little bit. At his age, he's probably praying for a heart attack. He might want to slow down there.
At his age, he should enjoy what the hell he wants to.
Connor says 20 years before his heart attack.
At least I'll have lived happily.
We shall see. So he goes to fly up and help the planes, but then just out of nowhere, like we go to a full page spread of Black Adam punching Shazam, Or I should say Captain Marvel. I'm saying Shazam because in the modern books you have to call him Shazam because that's what they're using now.
We've just kind of got into the habit of it.
Yeah. But he punches Captain Marvel and he goes flying. And this is actually a really nice little dark ending because basically Black Adam's here to steal this plane that's got a variety of powerful people on it. And, you know, Billy tries to save the plane, obviously. He goes and grabs it. There's a bit of punching back and forth as they realise that he's got similar strength and powers to Black Adam, so it's a bit more, you know, mano a mano kind of thing. But then, you know, Black Adam goes for the plane, and they're both holding on to the plane underneath, and Black Adam essentially says, look, you can fight me, but if you fight me where we are right now, this plane is going to go down. It's going to break in half. And if you don't just leave right now, I'm going to break it in half just to spite you, because you actually care about the people on board. So Billy just has to accept that he's lost and says, okay, I'm going. He gives in to Black Adam's demands. It's kind of wonderfully unheroic, because, you know, usually superheroes will, okay, maybe they'll bluff a little bit, but they'll find a way. But Black Adam gets away with this. He flies off with the plane, and Billy's just left behind angry. Like, you know, Shazam.
And it works. It shows you how fresh he is at this. He doesn't know how to deal with this stuff.
Yeah,
and ultimately, he is still, you know, just a kid.
Yeah, it shows you how fresh he is, but it also shows you how evil Black Adam is. It's twofold. It works for both of them. Because, I mean, obviously, we have a knowledge of who these characters are, but this is supposed to be an origin that, you know, it's not the first time they've had an origin, but it is meant to be completely accessible for new people who don't know these characters. So it works in that way. It sets up both. I mean, obviously, Adam has a lot of other stuff early on with Savannah that shows you how evil he is. Because he immediately is like, no, I'm a tyrant. I'm going to rule this planet. Like, that's just my position in life.
I think, though, there's a difference between that, where that's standard villain 101. Right?
Oh, it is, yeah.
So it feels evil, sure, but it's just, you know, standard villainy. It's par for the course. Whereas this here, where he kind of taunts Shazam into, like, no, I'm gonna just kill this plane full of people if you don't do what I say, and, you know, him being so fresh, just being like, well, I guess I'm just gonna let you go then. It feels kind of unique.
Yeah, it's a kind of a ballsy ending to, you know, an enjoyable issue. Like I say, I love the Black Adam Savannah, like, back and forth. Like, their interactions at the start are really strong, and then all the stuff with Billy going back for his uncle. Again, some of the narration's a bit overly wordy, kind of a staple of the era, but it's not like, it's actually still very easy to read. It takes a little bit longer, but it's not like a chore to read though. Like cause some older comics, like, they are a bit rough on the reading. Like, you kind of feel your time.
They can be a slog.
Yeah. Whereas this, I'm not feeling that at all. It is a little bit longer to read, but it doesn't feel like it's tough to do so. So
no, it feels longer, but it doesn't feel like slow paced.
Yeah. But, you know, and some of the art's really strong. I like, you know, maybe not the actual drawing per se is necessarily up to kind of, you know, what you think of modern comic books, but I think it does really smart things with how it presents some of the actions, some of the Shazam transformations, some of the fighting, like good smart layouts. One
of the things it does a lot that I really like is the effective way it makes you. It shows you how fast Shazam is moving. And instead of just speed lines like we typically see, it actually, you know, just the top half of his body is visible and the rest is just speed lines in the color. Rather than, I mean, you could say, oh yeah, well, this is easier for the artist, right? They only have to draw half the body, but I mean, it's effective because it looks different. It looks okay if he's going that fast that I can't even see the whole thing. It's different.
Yeah, no, it is. And they do that smart thing as well, where both him and Black Adam have streaks that kind of match them. So you get this, some of the fighting stuff towards the end is like, you know, these different streaks. There's like a yellow and black streak, and then like a white and yellow streak for Shazam. So it's really well done in how it's constructed. So no, that's been really good so far. This is obviously the second issue of 4, but I'm into it. And if anything, I'm feeling like this could be a little bit longer than it is, because I'm like, oh, you know, we're halfway through now, and obviously it's introduced, you know, Savannah's introduced Black Adam, but I almost wish I had even more time to really bask in some of this stuff. But I guess a good complaint to have is like, I wish there was more.
as long as it doesn't feel rushed by the end, which we have no reason to worry just yet. Oh
no, nothing to suspect so. So no, that's issue 2 of that. So what are you giving it?
I'm going to give this a solid 7. I think it's real good.
Yeah, I'll go higher than that. I'd give it an 8, I think. I'm into it. Really good stuff. So, that is Shazam.